Taylor Thomas with the Connect crew, and today I'm going to do a quick but informative lesson on Plymouth Rock and the Mayflower voyage. First, we have a map of England, Plymouth, England to be exact, and Plymouth, Massachusetts. As you can see, we have our Mayflower here, and it's going on a voyage. The blue line represents the planned route for the voyage to end up somewhere around Jamestown, Virginia, in the Virginia colony. The actual route looks very different. In 1620, things could be very unpredictable, so it looks like they took a different path and ended up somewhere around Cape Cod, Massachusetts, also known as Plymouth, Massachusetts. This is interesting because they left a place called Plymouth, England, and ended up in a place called Plymouth, Massachusetts, unknowing to them. Here we have a picture of a few pilgrims, and they were led by William Bradford. 102 pilgrims, to be exact, were led by him and crowded aboard the 106-foot-long Mayflower and set sail for America on September 6, 1620. Next, we're going to do a few fact or fiction questions to see if you really know what happened at Plymouth Rock that day. First question. Did the Plymouths name Plymouth, Massachusetts? Fiction. Plymouth, Massachusetts was actually named prior to their arrival in 1620. It was named by settlers way before the Pilgrims ever arrived. I think it's kind of ironic how they ended up in a place named Plymouth and when they left a place called Plymouth, England. I guess it was fate. Next question. Is there a real Plymouth Rock? Fact. The rock is real, but it wasn't discovered for 121 years. Imagine, you saw this rock sitting around, you said to yourself, I wonder what it is, and it was the Plymouth Rock. Talk about hidden histories around you. Here's a photo of the Plymouth Rock. In 1620 is engraved on the stone to commemorate the Mayflower voyage, and this wasn't done to the rock until about 1774, when it was discovered. Fact or fiction question number 3. Were the Pilgrims forced to leave England? Well, that depends on who you ask. No records show exactly that they had to leave England, but they did so to secure their religious freedoms. I know that if you're in a place and you're not safe and you're not able to worship or express yourself how you would like, you would want to leave that area. So I understand why they set sail and looked for a new home. Why was Plymouth Rock important, you ask? The first Thanksgiving feast? Well, it wasn't the first Thanksgiving feast. The first Thanksgiving feasts were held by Aboriginal people or Native Americans way before settlers ever arrived at Plymouth Rock. We know Plymouth Rock and the Mayflower because it's the most recognized Thanksgiving feast that's taken place. They had maize, otherwise known as corn. They had turkey, pumpkin pie, and other mashed potatoes and other fixings. Well, maybe not mashed potatoes, but some kind of potatoes. Here's a look at our modern day Thanksgiving feast. Thankfully, we've come a mighty long way, but some things still remain the same. We still have turkey, we still have pumpkin pie, and most importantly, we still have fellowship with our loved ones that we share and give thanks with on that special day. So I hope that when you celebrate Thanksgiving with your family and friends, that you also take the time to give thanks for what you have. Hello, I'm Taylor Thomas, and today we're going to create 2 cute crafts. Our first one is going to be a movable Mayflower. You should be able to move your Mayflower towards your very own Plymouth Rock. Here's an example of what yours should look like. It could look different depending on how you design it. So let's get started. First, I'm going to point out everything you need. You'll need some glue, a pair of scissors, pencil to trace, 2 popsicle sticks, 2 white squares for your sails, a paper towel roll, a piece of brown construction paper, a piece of blue construction paper, and a piece of gray construction paper. To get started, you'll pick up your paper towel roll and you'll begin to wrap it around your blue construction paper. This is going to serve as your water. So I've cut out mine already. I made some cute little waves out of my blue construction paper, and I did this before I glued it to my paper towel roll so that it'll be easier. Next, I'm going to apply thin strips of glue along the paper towel roll and smooth those out with my fingers so it won't be so bulky. Next, I'm going to glue it to my paper towel roll and give it a firm press, and then I'll set that aside so it can dry. Next, I'm going to pick up my gray construction paper and draw out a Plymouth Rock and cut it out like I've shown. Next, I'm going to create our boat out of brown construction paper. You're going to trace it into a C pattern and draw along the fold, but remember, do not cut the fold. We want to keep the fold. So in the end, it should look like this, and that'll serve as your Mayflower. Now we'll get started putting our Mayflower together. You're going to take your string and put it inside of the Mayflower and pull it so that it's equal on both sides. And then you're going to add glue to the inside of your Mayflower. But first, we're going to construct our sails. You simply add the white square to the top of the popsicle stick and do this the same for both sails. Next, you're going to add some glue on both sides of the Mayflower boat and make sure it's not too much but enough to secure the boat. But before you press it all the way down, be sure to add one sail on each side and give it a firm press. And press the glue all the way around. Now you should have your boat. I added 2 additional squares to the back because my sails were a little see-through. And now I'm going to take some glue and add my cutout Plymouth Rock to my water and place it on the end that you want to pull it to. And finally, we're going to add our boat inside of our waves and then situate it so that it'll sit up properly. And then all you'll do is pull it and it'll go towards Plymouth Rock. So we're going to make our paper Mayflower boat. And here I have my construction paper already cut out, my orange background, my glue and my glue sticks, and my popsicle sticks. So let's get started. First, I'm going to glue down my blue wave that I've cut out of my kind of turquoise blue construction paper. I'm going to position that on my orange background and give that a light press. Make sure you have enough glue, but not too much. Next, I'm going to grab my green wave and I'm going to position that so that it'll overlap my wave. And remember, you can do this any way that you like. Next, I'll grab my dark blue wave and I'll add that up front for pop to make it look like it's really, different waves. Next, I cut out a little fish out of my green scrap paper and I'm going to glue that to the front of my blue paper. You can add as many fishes as you like. Next, I'm going to show you how I made my sticks for my sails. I took 2 popsicle sticks and glued them to black strips of construction paper. Now I'm going to glue those popsicle sticks to my white sails that I made out of white paper. Glue those to the back. Next, I'm going to do the same for the opposite side and glue that popsicle stick to that sail. And now I'm going to add those to my boat that I cut out in a C shape. And now I'm going to add those 2 sails to the back of the boat and glue them on with my glue stick. Remember, you can decorate this Mayflower boat any way that you like once you have everything situated how you want it to be. And now I have my boat, and look at it, it's cute and it's ready to be glued down finally. And here's the finished product. Like I say, be sure to decorate it and write to the side the Mayflower and put a date on it so that you can remember your creation.